Good afternoon. My name is Brittany Johnson. I'm here from Dr. Seward's Guest Services Management class, and today we're here to talk to you about customer service in the retail industry.
And I'm Matt Tenney. I'll be your partner. We'll be taking you through the whole experience.
So the first thing we want to talk to you about today is retail theater. It's a new phenomenon that's sweeping the retail industry right now. Basically, a little bit about retail theater. The idea of creating an experience for customers rather than just the normal retail transaction. So it's really creating an experience for your customers when they walk into your store, something that's going to be memorable for them. There's three separate themes. The first, a desire to create an elaborate theatrical physical environment in the store. Second, an emphasis on fun, excitement, and entertainment. And third, a desire to encourage greater audience customer participation in the experience. And like I just said earlier, it leaves an impression on your customers. It creates a memory associated with that brand. The employees are actors instead of just employees to really get the customers involved. And then some benefits to retail theater include greater customer satisfaction and brand loyalty.
Great. And for moving on to public relations, these happen in every business. It's just a fact of life when you do have a business, no matter how big or small. So it helps if you know how to properly handle them. It helps retain your customer loyalty, keeps trust, so people will keep coming back to you. Even if you do have problems, people will understand. They like to give businesses the benefit of the doubt, especially when they love going to that business. They love their product or anything like that, so they want to see them succeed. To make sure you handle it properly, you need to make sure that your staff, managers, and frontline employees of any kind are trained, because if everyone's on the same page, then it'll work out as best as it possibly can. If you don't have training or only a limited amount, you can also hire a crisis coach who specializes in these kinds of things to help you solve your issue. Two industry professionals, Satterfield and Squire, give us a great quote. They say, "Identify what you know and not what you think." You may think something works or you have an idea, but unless you know for sure, don't try it. It's not worth the risk. And then make sure when you do handle this, when you encounter the crisis, make sure you establish what you want to accomplish, create a plan, and adjust that plan as often as you need to. To come out of the crisis, it depends on four things, and again, these are Satterfield and Squire's tips. There's a message. You give no more than 3 short key messages to all of your stakeholder groups, however many there are. As far as media, make sure you have a staff person trained in handling media, interviews, newspapers, or have some kind of spokesperson that can speak for the company. And monitoring, especially now with the advent of the internet, there's always something going on online, so make sure you know what's going on, good and bad, about your company. They can help your reputation easily. And as far as metrics, how effective are you at crisis management? Just measuring to see how well you're doing and if your results are where you want them to be. And as far as providing customer service on a high level, it's 3 easy steps. Number 1 is look through the lens of the customer. Basically, see from their perspective. You're working with your manager at that retail store, an employee, and you think you know, but you may not always, since you're the one working, not shopping. So you got to speak in terms that they understand, so they will understand everything that you're trying to do. Number 2, when it comes to a company's environment, recognize that everything speaks. Even if it doesn't say words like a person, the environment, appearance, cleanliness, the outfits of the employees, they all matter. They give a message. So you got to make sure that gives the right message, whatever kind of message you want to get. And number 3 is just create customer wows. You got to ask yourself, are my actions and treatments on the customer going to make them say wow? If it's a simple wow or a huge wow, it doesn't matter. Make sure that you try and do your best to create those wows. As far as gender and return service are concerned, the customer's gender has been found to have an effect on the service response as well as how well they dress. Female shoppers are always given quicker service than men, especially when they're dressed casually and shopping in male-oriented stores. Interesting phenomenon, but it happens. Men get quicker service when they're dressed in business attire, not so much in casual wear. But no matter the gender or clothes, eye contact and verbal acknowledgement on the part of the retail worker is important. And no matter what your actions are, if you make eye contact with them, they'll think they're important. If you don't, they'll think that their business is not appreciating that you don't think that. And race has been found to have a negative effect. So everyone, especially managers, needs to make sure that their employees do not take this into account. Customers also can have strange requests or returns, and employees must be equipped to handle them properly. Sometimes they can get really weird, but customers who are understanding and flexible and also have customer orientation will comply with them more often than not. And it helps everyone, the customer, the business, the worker, everyone leaves happy. And training your employees properly prevents personal feelings from getting in the way, because sometimes problems can occur where a customer gets confrontational, but if you have an employee who stays level-headed, then everything should work out for the better.
All right, thank you, Matt. We're going to talk about spoken interaction real quick. So basically, this concept is when a customer goes into the store and they need help with something, who are they going to go to? Well, hopefully most of the time it's the employees, because the employees know more about the product and can better help the customers. So spoken interactions that affect customer satisfaction, interactions with service contact personnel, interactions with internal and external physical components, surroundings, equipment, etc., and interactions with other customers. So customer to employee interactions versus customer to customer interaction, which is more beneficial? Well, coming from the retail service side of things, I would say customer to employee interaction is more beneficial because, like I said, the employees have better knowledge about the products and can help answer questions better from customers, and if they were to go to another customer and answer the same question, they may not get the right answer. So service quality based on knowledge of the employee. A lot of the times customers have questions about everything in the store. Where is this? Where is that? How does this work? How does that work? And if the employee doesn't know the answer, hopefully they'll go to somebody who does know the answer. If not, the service quality from the customer's point of view is definitely going to decrease. So observable oral participation. The conversation must have content. So when you're talking to a customer in the store, there's got to be some content behind the conversation. Don't just have a conversation, how are you today? How are you doing? What can I help you find? That's important as well. But definitely make sure that the content is something that's going to help the customer as far as making their purchases. Customers can be motivated to participate if it satisfies other needs, like their social needs or even the need to simply enjoy the service experience. So there's a lot of things that motivate customers, but when you're in the retail industry, something that you have to remember, you have to make sure that their needs are met in a timely manner, and so that way their experience is enjoyable and they'll come back and see you again at the store. So brand loyalty, this is a huge concept in the retail industry. How do you get customers to keep coming back to your store? Well, the concept of brand loyalty is something that we need to look at real quick and explain that to you guys further. So customer involvement, how do you get your customers involved in the experience in the store? And that's kind of going back to something we talked about earlier about the retail theater, something that's going to draw them in, some kind of activity where they can get involved, maybe allowing them to test out the products while they're in the store, anything like that to make them feel like they're more part of the culture of your company. So physical setting, visual component, how is your store set up? Is it easy to move through and navigate, or is it congestion? Because if it's congestion, customers are not going to like the experience, and they're probably not going to come back. Employee knowledge increases ease of shopping, like we said earlier, knowing that you can help the customers find whatever they need. The knowledge of the employees is really going to help ease that shopping experience for your customers. Participation, opportunities to interact with the products, like I mentioned. A good example that we found in our research earlier was the Apple Store. Customers can go into the store, they can touch the different products and the technology and get to actually get a feel for those products before they decide to purchase and take them home with them. Positive or negative experience, going back to retail theater, was it a positive experience? Do you think they're going to want to come back? Or was it just kind of dull and dim, they really didn't get anything out of it? That's something to think about as well. Word of mouth, this leads to future recommendations. Customers are going to talk to their friends, who are going to talk to their friends, who are going to talk to their friends, especially with social media today. You can post things on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. A bad comment from your store, from a customer, can spiral out of control and just be a snowball effect, and that's going to affect other customers wanting to come to your store in the future. Find a way to say yes. So there's going to be complications sometimes with customers having crazy expectations that we just cannot meet as employees, but there's got to be something we can do for that customer. So if we can't meet that certain expectation, we have to give them options. Find a way to say yes. Find a way to help them leave satisfied from the store. An example that we came up with is the Bloomingdale's loyalty program. There's a way for customers to earn points when they shop in the store. So instead of them buying that same product from another retail store, they're going to want to go to Bloomingdale's so they can get those points, which is going to lead up to a reward later on. So that's some of the things about brand loyalty. So perceived value, the customer value of the store, basically, like how do they perceive their experience? Products and price, are those enough? Not necessarily. So they're going to want to come into the store, they're looking for that particular product. The price might be amazing, but if the service quality was not up to par, then they're not going to enjoy their experience and they're not going to buy from you. Unfortunately, they're probably going to go back to somewhere else. So what's something we can do? We found a quote from Zephimel in 1988. Value can be defined as a comparison between what consumers get and what they give, suggesting that value is a comparison of benefits and sacrifices. So there's got to be some intermediary between the products and the services and then the quality that the customers get. Somehow they've got to come together so the service quality is just through the roof for your customers, and they're going to want to come out. So long-term benefits of service quality include repeat customers, new customers, increase in revenue, and positive brand image, which is something that every company wants. And if you really want that company to have longevity, those are some of the things you need to keep in mind as far as perceived value for your customers. So Shay and Brian have suggested that the quality and functional service can offset technical quality problems. So even if something isn't great with the product or the prices are not exactly what the customer is looking for, if they perceive the value, if that service to be exceptional, then they're going to overlook those problems and they're going to keep coming back again and again. Service quality drives customers' overall perception. And lastly, quality of product and quality of service both influence customers' decisions to buy. So like I said, make sure that those two go hand in hand. Make sure that the products and the prices are what they're looking for, but make sure that service is what they're looking for as well.
Right, and going on with employee and customer interaction, almost 50% of customer satisfaction is explained by employee service quality and their attitudes. So it's obviously a very important thing that employees and managers also need to keep in mind. Employee service quality is affected by their satisfaction and loyalty to the business they work for. So when employees are happy and loyal, they will be more likely to develop relationships with customers who will then keep coming back. So it's a constant cycle of satisfaction and loyalty that everyone needs to keep in mind to be successful. And employees are critical for customer satisfaction. Again, positively increasing employees' attitudes increases customer satisfaction, which increases success and revenue and happiness for everyone. It's how customers get what they want, the employees enjoy their work, and the managers enjoy leading their employees and seeing their store's revenue go up. Everyone's successful, everyone's happy. Managers have to always remember this since they are the manager, it reflects back on them. It has implications on them and their job as well as the store's success. Customer interaction is a lesser known thing, but it is more critical than many people and some managers realize. When there isn't any or a lack of employee service provision, customers become the most important and influential part of their shopping experience. Instead of the business doing the marketing to the customers are marketing to each other, affecting their quality perceptions, repeat purchase potential, and opinions of the store and the product as a whole. So they have to keep in mind that if you don't have employees interacting with the customers, you have to do your best to ensure that everything stays positive. And with self-service terminals increasing, managers can take advantage of this by making these terminals user-friendly and designing them to allow for the customer to design their own experience, make it more interactive, and so they can have more choice in the matter because they'll like that it wasn't so user-friendly.
So the last thing we're going to put on today is internet service quality. There's a lot of people going online in the cyberspace these days to do their shopping instead of actually being in a physical retail environment. So what are some things that internet websites are to look at in order to boost their service quality? So 5 dimensions of internet service quality. There's performance, there's access, security, sensation, and information. And I'll go over these real quickly for you. So performance, order fulfillment. When you're online and you order something, whether it's for someone's birthday or the holidays coming up, Christmas presents, you need to know that the order is going to be fulfilled. You want it to be fulfilled in a timely manner, and you want it to be delivered to where it's going to be. So websites need to make sure that there's constantly somebody monitoring those sections of the website to keep customers happy with their orders. So access, product availability from around the world. Are the products available? You're going to want to go online, and you can go online 24/7, 365. There's an item you're looking for. If you go online and it's sold out and you can't get it, that's going to lower your quality of service on the internet website. So that's something they need to monitor as well. Security, consumer privacy. There's a lot of people who are a little scared about ordering stuff online because they have to put in those credit card information, and fraud is definitely a big thing online. Somebody can steal your identity. So how do you make sure that your customers feel safe and secure when they visit your website? Sensation, are there interactive features on the website, stuff that's fun, videos to click on, maybe to see the products in use from other customers, maybe testimonials from people who have used the product in the past. What can you do to keep the customers engaged when they go to that website to order those products? And lastly, credibility. How do they know that your website is credible? People like Amazon.com have been around for years and they have really good reviews. You have to make sure that the customers see some kind of value in the website when they go and that the products that they receive are what is featured on the website, so the credibility is there.
Thank you guys for paying attention to our presentation.
I hope you learned a lot about the retail industry. I hope you'll come work for somebody soon.
Thank you.
Bye.